Okay, third grade, we're going to get started. This is week 4, day 3. I did have to hand write in day 3 because I accidentally cut it off when I was making the copy. So we're going to get started right away. Even and odd, 62. We just look at the ones place. 2 is even, so the number is even. The next one, 38. 8 is an even number, so 38 is even. 97. 7 is an odd number, so 97 is odd. This next question, how do you know if a number is even or odd? I'm not going to write it out, but I'm going to re-explain what I told you in another video, where if you have a set group, so let's say we have 5 here, and we have to group them in bundles of 2. If somebody is left out, it's odd. If everybody in that number has a partner, then it would be even. So how do you know if a number is even or odd? If someone is left out of the group, it would be an odd number. If all groups have partners, it is even. Something like that, explaining how you know if a number is even or odd. And it's all about having equal groups of 2. And if there's any leftovers, it's not an equal. All right, draw an array. This is your first time with an array in 3rd grade. And I'm going to adjust the thickness of my pen so I can draw an array better for you. We're going to draw a 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. It's really super easy to make. We're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is it. Ooh, I didn't want to do that. Let me fix. So sorry. 4, 4. All right, now I need to adjust my pen thickness. And this would be 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. Now you don't have to have the loops around there, but I wanted to show you where I got the 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. You would just make rows, and however many are in that row. Going over here to the time, telling time. All right, we've got the hour hand, and the hour hand is shorter, just like the word hour is shorter than minute. It's kind of an easy way to remember. It's pointing at 11, so we know our hour is 11. These colons right here will separate the hour from the minute side. Right now, we're pointing straight up. And remember, this long one is actually pointing to these outside little dots. Right here, we've got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's actually pointing to all these dots on the outside edge. So it's pointing past the digits that you see. It's counting those dots. Right now, since it's straight up in the air, this is where we consider it to be 0 minutes because it's a brand new hour. So 11 o'clock is 11 hours, 0 minutes. Down here on the bottom, find your hour hand first. Hour is always shorter. So that's pointing to 4. That's the 4 o'clock block. Now we have our minute hand. We could go and count every single one of these minutes. We could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So we're counting those little dots that are the minute dots, and it's 4 hours and 30 minutes, or 4:30. Scrolling over here, we're going to do some double-digit addition and subtraction. So I'm going to start with 6 plus 8. If I have 6 plus 8, can I make a new 10? So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yes, I can. So that's going to make a new 10 up above. 1 plus 5 plus 2. 5 plus 2 is 7, plus 1 more is 8, 84. Now this one is a subtraction problem, so I have to think differently. If I have 3, can I take 8 away? No, I cannot, so I need to borrow. I'm going to borrow, and that changes this to 6. It brings over a 10, since I borrowed from the tens house, and when I add it to the 3 I already have, that means my new number is 13. So 13 minus 8. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We have 4 here. 6 minus 1 is 5. Okay, so pay attention to the sign. We're going to be adding this time. 7 plus 5. Well, I know 5 plus 5 is 10, so 5 plus 5 plus 2 more, because what I really did in my head is I split this into 5 and 2 to make it faster. 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 2 is 12. If you didn't understand that, that's okay. It's just another strategy that I use. Okay, 82 is what I get. The next one is where we've got double zeros here. So if we have 0, can we take 1 away? No, we cannot. So we would have to go next door, and we'd have to borrow, but, oh, wait a minute. We can't borrow from there. So what we would have to do, so we have 0 here. Can we borrow here? No, we can't. We need to bring it from here. We're going to unpack this 100, and we're going to bring it to this house first. So I'm going to show what that looks like. We're going to unpack that 100, and we're going to bring it to this house. And remember that this is 10 sticks of 10. So that's 100. 10 sticks of 10 added to the 0 I already had is still 10. Now before I do any kind of subtraction, now the house, my first one over here, in the ones house, I always call these houses, and I'll explain that a little bit more later, but in the ones house, they still need to borrow. So they said, hey, can we borrow some now? And this house says, sure, you go ahead, you can borrow some. We've got 9, that's still plenty for us. You take a stick of 10, because this time it means a stick of just 10. 10 minus 1 is 9. 9 minus 7 is 2. We already borrowed that 1, so it's no longer there. Oh boy, solve. So, what would be the easiest way to solve for this? Well, what I would do, and this is not the only strategy, I would take the tens, 20, 40, 10, and 5. 20 plus 40 plus 10 plus 50. Now I see these two go 50. And I know 50 and 50 is 100 plus this 20 here. So far I have 120. Now I'm running out of room, so I'm going to remember 120 because I added all my tens up. I'm going to erase those. You don't have to if you have plenty of room, but I'm going to write my 120 that I have so far just by adding up my tens. Now I'm going to do 8 plus 2 plus 6 plus 4. And where did I get those? I got those from the ones place. So 8 plus 2, 10. 6 plus 4, 10. 10 plus 10, 20. So now my final equation would be 120 that I got from all of my tens, my 20, 40, 10, 50, and then the 20 that I'm going to add on from all of the ones that I got from my ones place, and I'm going to add them together. It's going to be 140. So that was a lot of work to be able to get to that, but it's a whole lot easier to me to break it up into your tens and your ones and figure out from there and then add them together. Whatever strategy you did, though, could work out very well. All right, moving a little faster. We're in between the 2 and the 3. This is the halfway point, and it looks like it's just a little past the halfway point. That puts it at 3, being the closest inch. Oh, quarter inch. Oh boy. Okay, let's erase. Quarter inch. Okay, I am back. Had to pause it there for a minute. What we're looking at right now is going to be for the quarter inch. You watched a video on how to do this, but in between each inch mark, so let's just zoom in on this one right here. Let's just focus there. We already talked about that there's a halfway point, and that would be right here. Now notice I have a rectangle and it's blue. I'm going to go straight down, and we say that's cutting it in half. Well, that's why we call this mark the half mark, because it cuts that piece in half. Now there are other marks here too that help you. We're going to focus on the next 2 lines that are longer. So not longer than the middle one. The middle one is long. Now the next 2, we've got a line there and we've got a line there. If we draw that one straight down, this one straight down, and this one straight down, we have now sectioned it into 4 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Just like we have been with our rectangles. We've been partitioning them into rectangles, into different slices. You can do that on a ruler as well to help you measure more accurately. So, it wants to know what line this is closest to. Out of those in the middle, is it going to be the 1/4, 1/2, or 3/4? It is closest to the 1/2, but we've already gone 2 whole inches, so we have to include those. So 2 inches, 2 full inches, and 1/2 of the next. So this whole block we already had full, and then we went up to this point where that black one is, and it covered that whole area, which means it went from 0 to 1 to 2, and then went past that for 2 full inches, halfway to the next inch. Let's look at this one. So we're going to zoom into this chunk, this rectangle, and we've got this line, and this line. Which one is it closer to? I'd say it's closer to the halfway point again. But remember, we've gone from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. We've got 4 full inches already covered. And then we have this piece, which would be 4 1/2. Or it could also be written as 4 2/4. It means the same thing.